going to school, we started believing that now no more I can learn on myself. There's somebody who has to teach me. And whatever age you are right now, maybe many of us are growing with us, um, that belief making even stronger in us that yes, our learning depend on others. So there is nothing new I need to talk in this session with any one of you. uh, Self learning is all inside you. Self learning is is not a rocket science. It's not something which we need to discover completely. In fact, we need to uncover it, which is possibly has been um, put inside. So while Sharwari put the slide, I'll take you through. Uh, that's my slide number 2, and I think we personally
Um,
believe.
Aditi,
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
sorry. Actually, I think I'm getting some problem here.
Okay.
I'm not able to go live. That's why there's a problem. Let me just try to,
You want,
figure out
yeah.
a way.
Okay.
If you mind sharing your screen, or
I
should I
can
do
do
it?
that. No, I can do
Okay.
that. Just give me a few minutes. I'll pause the session right now,
Okay.
and I'll share my screen, and then I'll move
Or
ahead. Yeah.
otherwise, I will share it and then maybe.
You,
Um,
yeah, you want to share, you go ahead. I'll pause.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. Um, yeah. Can you see the screen? You are on mute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can see. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So I think Kamaljeet is saying self-learning means learning from life. Yeah, that is what we learned when we were before, say, 1 year or 2 year, or not even 1 year or 2 year. Even as we grew up, many of our children around have. Can you have the slide number 2? Many of our children have learned mobile, how to learn video games without going to the classes or school. Yeah, that tells us something, that that learning is self learning is all about learning from life. So before we go ahead, what does the self learning means and how to do self learning, I think I just want to bring a perspective that all of us are capable. All of us are capable to dream, to think, to decide, to do. So at the same time achieve, at the same time assess ourselves. Why do we need somebody else to assess us and tell us that, hey, you are good? I think we are capable. When we do something great, we feel that, oh yeah, I have done it. When we do something horrible, we know that we have done it horrible, and I need to improve on it, or next time I can do it better. So we all are capable of learning, to enjoy, and to live. And I think that's the basis of self learning. When I start having that that comfort in me, that or whatever, my own realization about myself, that I'm capable. And I think that's what we were when we were 1 year or 2 year old. We didn't stop, and we didn't stop learning just because somebody was not assessing us, or we didn't stop learning walking we were not waiting for any appreciation, somebody telling us, oh, you did it good and all. We were just doing it. That's how we learned how. We never went to the school or went for a tuition or looked for a teacher who could teach us how to walk, how to live our life at that time. Yeah, can you have the slide number 2? Oh, sorry, next slide. Yeah, so it's not something new. Self-directed learning is something not something new. It's all we have experienced it. So let's see. Maybe I'll share you a small framework over the years. Maybe we have forgotten that how we did our learning. So there's a small framework I'll share, and then I think throughout the session we will go through that framework, and then uh, is my volume you're saying, Lily? Am I audible and clear now? Okay, so yeah, can we have next slide? So I'll take you through this framework where I think it begins with myself. Myself is that I decide, and that's what the self-learning begins inside. I do, I reflect, and based on whatever I have reflected, whatever is my assessment about myself, I decide to do something else in that, and then I do, and then I reflect, and then I decide, and then I do. So this circle keeps on going on, and I keeps on growing up in my learning. Yeah, next slide. So let's start with the slide of I decide. Often, like for example, anything you want to learn, as somebody was saying, my learning at my convenient time, my pace, learning from life, and while we move on with our life and learn from life, uh, we pick up few things which we want to do. Like for example, if I decide that okay, I like poetry, or I like programming, or I like painting. Yeah. So based on this liking is sometime either based on my experience, my exposure, or or whatever I have experience and exposure, both the things. So how do I go beyond whatever is my limited exposure and my limited experience? I have done it. So what we recommend is that you go through, you start thinking in different directions. You can start thinking in different direction of, can I have the next click please? So there are 9 different directions you can think. Then you can sit back and think, or you can make your children think that, oh okay, is there anything in music, dance, drama, media you would like to do, or you have not done it, or you're not exposed to? If you're a teacher and if you are a parent, you can think that how can you create exposure possibilities for your child in different areas related to music, dance, drama, media. So this is all exposure which you're creating, which is beyond what the child has experienced till now. Can I have the next click? You can think about how can you bring exposure possibilities in the area of literature and languages. Next. Science, environment, ecology. So when you start thinking through these windows, you start creating different possibilities. Oh okay, yeah, I've never thought about that, how tree grows, or I'm not maybe I want to know how the stars are there, or what is the black hole. I would like to understand what is the ecology. So when we create, or when we create these stimulation for our children or for ourselves, it allows me to think a little more than what I'm thinking right now. Yeah, next click. I can think through the window of fitness, adventure, sports, games. So is there anything I would like to do in this area? Next.
Aditi, your voice is breaking a bit.
Okay, we'll pause for some time and then is it better now? Sometime I get the
Yeah,
connection.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whenever
But
it's,
still, there is some disturbance.
okay, fine. Let me check my internet connection. I think I'll change the connection. Means one is you can think in terms of what can I do with visual art, hand art, designing. Next, maybe in the field of mathematical programming, finance. Next, yeah, anything to do with business, economics, entrepreneurship.
Aditi, there is problem with your connection, I guess.
I've just changed my connection.
Okay, okay.
And let me picked
Your
up another
screen,
one.
I think your screen is also stuck.
Yeah. Is it better now?
No, not really.
Maybe wait for a few seconds and then.
Yeah. So, with participants, if you have any questions till now, please put it in the chat box so that Aditi can take it up.
Yeah.
And if you have anything to share, any comments, then also put it in chat box.
What I'll do is I'll switch off my video, Sharvari. Then maybe
That's
I'll
better.
get.
That's
Yeah.
better. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it better now?
Um,
No.
Little better. Let's see. Let's see. Huh.
Okay, fine. You can have another click. I think I'm just taking
Okay.
them to the
Okay.
different windows which they can think. Yeah, I think after business we have.
No, we can't hear you, Aditi. Hello, Aditi, are you there?
Yeah. Here. Oh, I think I'll go back. Give me a few more minutes. I'll
Okay.
reset my internet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. No
Yep.
problem.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Can you hear me? Is it better? I've changed it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I think we'll go ahead without video.
Acha. Acha. Okay.
And then see
Okay.
if required during question answer, I can
Sure.
again. Yeah. So we were, yeah, and something to do with myself. Is there anything which I want to do? Say when I talk about myself, my social connections, or the way I live, or the culture around me. I think next one is on. Okay, yeah, you have already put history, culture, religion, politics. Is there
Sorry.
anything I want to? I want to create possibilities. Is either for me or for my child or for the children in my classroom. Yeah. Okay. So the idea is that. Uh, that we can think in different direction, and if you see these 9 windows which I have put in front of you, 9 possibilities cover up more or less anything and everything on this earth which is possible for you to learn, and you can further expand exposure for yourself to go beyond what you are thinking right now, what you are experiencing now. I'll take you through one more possibility, and then I think we can have more question answer if you have. Otherwise, I'll move ahead. Yeah, can I have next slide? Yeah. Okay. So in this, I will need a little participation from you guys. So When you see a tree, what do you see in the tree? You can type in the chat window. So when you see a tree, what do you see? Yeah, leaves.
They can't see. No, Amrita. So
There is no
Aditi is
tree.
asking, if you see a tree, what do you see in a tree?
Yeah, somebody's saying leaves. Maybe this picture is that this child is seeing through a binoculars. Yeah. So when you think of a tree or tree in front of your house, what is that you see? Maybe you just see a tree as a tree. Maybe sometime if there are fruits, maybe we would like to go and pluck the fruits. Maybe if there are some flowers, we would like to admire. Oh, lovely pink flower, blue flower, yellow flowers, all those kind of thing. Yes, Anupama is saying we some of us see birds in this. Yes, climbing. So Anupama is excited about climbing a tree and life in the tree. Let's see what else can we see. Yeah, can I have next click, Sharvari? Leaves,
Yes.
flowers, fruits, yeah, bird's nest. Okay, what will happen if you start looking at a tree from a painter's point of view? What will you see then? If you look at it from a painter's point of view, you will see shades and colors and texture. Yeah, what about yeah, next click. I think next is the poet. If you are a poet and if you're looking at a tree, shall I? Yeah. If you're a poet and if you're looking at a tree, what will you see?
So Anupama is saying shade is close look
Close
at
look at the yeah.
surface.
Yeah, as a painter, you would look at the shades, texture, closely at the surface. It's giving you different kind of textures, colors.
Yeah.
I think Kavanjit is saying no audio. Is it that my audio is not working? Amrita is
No,
saying,
no, we
yeah.
can hear you.
Amrita is saying metaphors. Yes, you will try. You will start relating the tree with something else. Words. Yeah, you can start playing around with the words. Can I have the next click, Sharvari? If you're
Yes.
looking and the rhythm of the life. Yeah, if you're looking at the tree from a naturalist point of view, you might think, what are things? Maybe how does this tree exist with the reference to other things? What are the different life cycle happening in and around of the tree. Next one. And if you're looking at the tree from a mathematician, yes, nutrition it needs. Nilani is talking about if you're a naturalist, your mind will start thinking in those terms. If you're a mathematician, what is that? Now you have a tree and you are a mathematician minded. What will you see? Maybe you will see numbers, you will see weights, you will see height, number of leaves, yeah, the age of it, number of branches, maybe mathematical formulas in it, how to calculate the number of leaves, how do I put it in, how do I how what is the incremental happening or things are decreasing. Yep, yeah, you will look at the tree in a different way. Yeah, next one. If you're a politician, what would you like to look at the tree from? Maybe
Can
a
I say
place.
something?
Yes, Sharvari. Anybody can say anything.
How many trees are there? How much land is it taking?
Oh yes, maybe a place where I can have my speech. Maybe a place where I can invite people to come get together and create policies around me. Yeah,
How they
should I
are?
cut to widen the
Yeah.
road or not? Yes, and how much it will cost? Which contractor to give it? Um, so there are many. So my perspective about the tree will change. Yes. Next one. And if you're a dancer, now what will you see? What will the tree look like to you? Maybe, yeah, you can use the tree as a pole as your stage. Maybe you would like to do the, yeah, delicately like the branch. Yeah, you will sway. You can bring your rhythm and the tree's rhythm, and then you can create a music, and then you can create a dance, and you can create a composition. Yeah. S- Grace, movement. Yes. So now you're looking at the tree from a dancer's point of view. Next, I think, is end and end and end and end. Yeah. And now you see the possibility suddenly when you start looking at things from a different window, you start looking at things differently. So when we're talking about the self-learning, one of the ingredient of self-learning brings is that how do I look at different possibilities, and how do I create different possibilities within what I'm trying to do or learn or move ahead. Yeah. Can I have the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think before we little more talk about it, that why would like to create these possibilities, or maybe, yeah, you can type in the chat window, is that, or whatever thoughts you have right now, or whatever questions you have right now, I can try to cover as I move ahead. I have few more frameworks to share with all of you. Until maybe Sharvari, then you can just put the next clicks. It gives us that by what are these possibilities does to us. It enlarges the way we look at things. It expands what we are planning right now. It gives us a lot of different kind of exposure, and exposure makes us richer. And when I'm richer, I don't know what we feel when we have richness of different things. Like we had just now, just some time back, we had the richness of how a tree can be explored in many different ways. Yeah. Uh, and I think many of us, when we go for the self learning, we do think in these different directions, or when our children are allowed to do the self learning, when their children are free from the structure which is imposed by somebody else, they naturally create their own possibilities, either by getting the exposure from different places, by experience which they create, whatever they are observing, absorbing things around. And then you will realize that all you and me needs as a self learning is the possibilities. Yeah, next one. uh, I'll pause if there's any thought. I'll take it, otherwise I'll move ahead.
So Amrita is saying,
Yes, Amrit. Yeah. Yeah, yes, we as an educator have to create different perspectives. That's a beautiful thought, Amrita, that will help our children to learn various streams of knowledge. You're talking about knowledge, I'm talking about thought process. Yeah. If a child wants to know how does there's a poetry on the tree, child can go and do a Google search. But if I can show that there is a possibility that you can look at tree from a poet point of view, then the child's thinking is expanded, then the child's and as my thinking expands, my knowledge expands automatically. Yeah. So Amrita, I'm there with you. I think instead of showing them the same window which they are themselves are capable of learning, I think we can create different windows for them. Okay, so the self learning often begins with I decide. Like I decide what I want to do, and and how can I decide in different areas, how can I decide add value to whatever I'm doing. Can I have next few clicks? There are few prompts there which I just want to share. Is that when we are either guiding our children that how can they add value to whatever they have decided to do, or if we want to add value to ourselves, that okay, I have decided to become a poet, or I've decided to become a mathematician or a scientist. How can I now add value in overall? I can think that which are the different areas I want my growth in, which are the different areas in self and social I need to work on. Means maybe my on my emotions, maybe my relationship, maybe my presentation skills. I really don't know what are the different things which you are thinking that you need for your growth. Maybe you need to understand that how your day will go, how your week will go, how your month will go, what are your family priorities, whether you are a child or a teacher or a parent or a student in a college or university. Yeah, we all exist in a social space, and we all have and all families are different priorities. And then would you like to bring those things while you're deciding how you want to learn? M- and what about the dreams which you have been thinking, which you have been seeing, not in the nights only but in the day also? Your dreams, what all you have been dreaming, are you adding that to whatever decision you're taking? Yes, I want to do this and I want to do that. And also maybe your entertainment. Many of the parents, teachers are quite concerned with, oh, children are spending a lot of time on TV, a lot of time on gadget time, screen time. Myself, as an adult, maybe spending a lot of time on social media. Why not think about it that, okay, how much time I want to spend on that? How do I want to design my day, my week, my month, so I'm able to take care of all my needs? Yeah. I'll pause. I think Amrita is asking something. Yes,
Yes.
Amrita. Yeah, these areas are either you can call it multiple intelligence. You can also call it different uh, subjects or different areas which are defined for us. And I think these, if you're aware of multiple intelligence theory, I think that takes care that, okay, how do I expand myself in different areas? Anupama is asking, how do we help teen expand their thought process when they are plagued by uncertainty, low self-esteem, and unthinking action? Yeah, Anupama, that's the state right now, but I think we can begin right now, and we can show them these possibilities. Like I was showing you the tree, I was talking about the possibility. So we can start the conversation by with first, what is that you want to do? Yeah. And when the child, which or the teenager or yourself, because I think we have the audience of different ages and different backgrounds you all of you are from. So yeah, so you give them. First you start with what is that you want to do, and once the child connects with the self, that, oh, this is what I want to do: painting. I want to spend time with pets. I want to learn about trees. I want to maybe learn embroidery. No, I want to spend more time with mathematics, or I want to spend more time with music. Yeah. Once you connect with the child, that what is that you want to do, uh, chances are that sometimes children also start with, as you're saying, low self-esteem, or they're feeling maybe not so good about what's happening with them, maybe not feeling so good about themselves, that they have not much in their hand. And I think by doing that's we'll move ahead, and I'll share some of the aspects that how doing helps in self learning. Yeah. So, yeah, next one can we take? Another thing which some of us have the anxiety, or a question that, okay, if I let the child decide, child will decide anything. Then how will or how do I know, and how do I help, how do I facilitate the child in this whole learning process? So I want to share one small little frame, is that anything you want to do, you start with designing. Designing doesn't mean that you have to draw something or anything. You design your learning. For example, you say, I want to learn how to work with snakes. Okay, now you start designing. This is I want to work through books, I want to work through videos, I want to work through observation, I want to work with people. If I have to work with people, these are the people I want to connect. So it's a kind of a either mind map, or kind of a, create your own, design your own curriculum for whatever you want to decide, whatever you want to learn. And then discuss with someone, either your mentor, or with anybody. Discussion with anybody, when you do, then there are a lot of questions asked, and those questions helps you in more clarity, more understanding in what really you want to do. And then go ahead and do, and then again you do, then you again go back to design, again discuss, and again do, and then see if that helps to bringing clarity. Even, or it also helps you to bring independence. Now you're not depending on others to give you the curriculum, the design, the next step. Oh, okay, this is the next chapter and this is what you want to learn. If you spend a considerable time in designing your learning process or whatever you want to learn, whether it's a topic, whether it's an area, whether it's your career, whatever you want to decide to go ahead, you can spend a lot of time on design, then discuss, then do, and then design and discuss and then do. Yeah. This also allows you, if you're failing in something, I think you can go back to your design sheet or design process and then see, oh, okay, where do I need to bring changes? If you're getting whatever you wanted to get, yeah, you can still go back to design process and then say, okay, this worked for me, and this is what I can use it for my next learning. Any thought on this process, this framework? I'll see if we can move ahead. Sharvari, we can take the next slide. If somebody has any thought, I can share. Okay, so this is actually a video. I don't know, in your system, I can't, will this play? If doesn't play, that's okay. I can move ahead. It's not showing any playing.
1 second. I will have to start a new share for that.
Yeah, Ratnesh is saying it will not play. I think yeah, that's okay.
Wait. It's playing. Just
Oh, you've
starting
reached
a
the
new
YouTube.
share.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So this was about a small, not small. Maybe it's like, there was an invitation to set up their own. Some of them set up their shop, and everybody had to buy their snacks for that day. And that was just a small thing. The snacks were not served. They had to design, and they had to buy, and they had to make a bill, and they had to, create this whole thing for themselves. Yeah, I think that was the video. We can go back.
Okay. 1 second.
Go back to the presentation. Yeah. So if you know, if you are an educator, you will realize that whenever you give something to do to your children, they get engrossed into it. They want to do many different things. Go back to a child who's 2-year-old, who's constantly doing something or other, whether it might look, I don't know what the child is doing, but then maybe shifting a sand bucket from here to there and there to here and here to there. They keep on doing something. Yeah, doing brings challenge, and challenge brings lot of exploration of myself. Yeah. Next one. Yeah, Amrita. The only difference in activity-based learning would be, or sorry, in self-directed learning would be that the child will create the doing for himself. Yeah, we can create lot of spaces for them to be able to experience doing. Yeah, when we are doing something, it also brings experimentation. In this video means I think these are just the photo slides. Maybe you can see it a little later. Is that the couple of children they needed hot water for bath. One of the person got the idea that why not use magnifying glass to start the fire, and their exploration began. Yeah. So doing big. So when you're doing something, I think the ideas click. If you're just sitting and doing and hoping that things will happen, um, then anyway the experimentation doesn't happen. So doing brings experimentation. Next one, Sharwari. So it's important when you're talking about self-learning, you are designing the doing for yourself. Remember, when you were a 2-year child, you were constantly doing something, and that's what led to a learning a lot of things for yourself. Yeah, doing bring creation. This child, the photo which you are seeing on the slide is that he likes making things out of paper, and he can make he can make anything out of the paper. And when he reached a certain stage of paper folding, we asked, okay, let's design a toy. And now his creation went to a different direction, because now he had to make something for some specific reason, and then he needed to bring a design, no more only his imagination, but certain criteria. So the all together, that led to creation, and he designed a toy with a detachable face and different kind of things. I can share the video later on with you guys to see how his toy he is talking about. Yeah. Next one. Okay, so I think before we go into the reflection, I just want to pause. If you have any thought or doubt you want to ask me, I can pause. Or is there anything else you want me to cover? I can quickly share that. Okay, so what you can do is that this is the time now you need to respond back. Whatever we have discussed till now, maybe one thing you can share, it's like your thumb, which is most used uh, when we are using our hands, is that what is that out of whatever I have shared with you till now you would like to use most? Which idea or which thought process which you would like to use most? Shweta, you're asking the self-learning is for which age group, or you're asking, so maybe you can little more clarify your question. So, so I want you to respond back. What will you use it most? Whatever we have discussed, we have talked about possibilities, we have talked about adding value, we have talked about different directions, we have talked about exposure, we have talked about doing. What is that out of all these things which you would like to use most, either for your self-learning or self-learning in your classroom or self-learning with your child? Yeah, Satyam, I think Shivari is doing the recording. They will send you.
Aditi, so
Amrita, it's not about the preschool. It's about from 0 to 99. It can be, it is applied to anyone and everybody who wants to get into self-learning. Yeah, I'm taking the example of a 2-year-old child because that's where the self-learning happens most. And then by the time we start going school, we lose out that whole capability of doing it by ourselves. And then we have to come to a webinar like this to understand how do I do self-learning. Yeah. So the reference is not only for preschool children, it's for anybody and everybody on this earth who wants to get into self-learning. Sharma, you were saying something?
yeah, so for children, we talk about lot of things, right? That okay, there are these theories and these techniques to facilitate learning for children, but we as adults, we how can we do it? Like if I want to learn something, how can I look at things in a different
Mhm.
perspective? So do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think you as a learner or anybody as a learner want to start. I think first thing we need to start with this. I decide. Uh, if you see the framework behind which I think there's a circle and it say decide, do, and reflect. I think every learning starts with my deciding what is I want to learn. So if you're working with a group of children, I think you can invite the children that what is that you want to do rather than I bring something in the classroom, you decide what you want to do, you do it, and then you reflect. While the children are deciding, doing, and reflecting, I think I, as a facilitator or the teacher or a parent, can bring different exposure based on different possibilities, based on different perspective. Yeah. So I can enrich my child's learning or the children's learning who are there in my classroom. Am I there with you, Sharwari? Is that what you were asking or something else?
Yeah, yeah. And there are some questions
Yeah, I
lined
can
up.
see that. Yeah. Anupama is asking adults to look at their own awareness level. Anupama, we don't need to persuade anybody. Um, and I think as a, if you're a facilitator with adults, I think or even a child, I think all you need to do is you need to create possibilities for them. You need to create different windows for them, different perspectives for them, that how can you look at things differently. And remember that just because you are looking at things from a different perspective, if you're expecting that other people, in this case you're asking the adults also will start looking from that same window, then I think then it doesn't work. Then it's no more a self learning, it's then you directed learning. So I think we need to give that much of space for everybody to decide that how do I want to learn and what is that my awareness level. So I'm assuming that, Anupama, when you're talking about awareness level, I'm assuming that you're talking about awareness level from your perspective. Yeah. But any self learning, when you're talking about with anyone, I think it starts with the person who is the learner, not with the person who is the teacher.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah. So
Aditi, there is a question from Lily ma'am. She's asking, can you provide a curriculum for classes 4 and 5 to bring research mind? So I think she's asking more about how to provoke children to research themselves. Is that something you are
yeah,
looking for, ma'am?
Lily, when it comes to so there are two parts of what question you're asking. So there are two parts. One is the curriculum, and the second is the research mind. I think when we talk about the curriculum, there is no age limit. There is no classes 4 and 5. I think I was working with a group of children 9 to 12-year-old, and then there's another child who was just 4-year-old, and we were talking about electricity, and then we realized that this child who's 4-year-old is more interested in electricity than the children whom I was working with. And that's where we started actually breaking all the barriers of curriculum which is designed by me. If you're talking about the self learning, I think curriculum starts with the child. Curriculum starts with the child, what is that child wants to do. Yeah. And when the child wants to do something, I think research mind, doing mind, it comes because now the child has to do things. Child has to like I was talking about the different windows, like how can you now make child think from a different perspective. How can you child make things looking at from a different uh, ideas. And then as a child who is learned usage of mobile on their own, I think they are doing a lot of research. They are also has someone thought about it, how is that they are able to learn so many things. So we don't need to develop research mind. The children already have the research mind. It's just that we need to give them that opportunity, that you have the possibilities in your hand. I hope that gives a little understanding about what um,
Yes.
what you're talking about or what you're asking. Anupama is with adults right now. Is that because they have aged, they know enough? Anupama, I think that that's just one of the thought process which they have, which is fine, and I think we need to embrace it with the same compassion as we embrace our thought process. All we need to do is that ask them, yes, what is that you are thinking right now? Even if they're thinking that they know enough, I think we can still create the possibility, right? Like, for example, I'm assuming that most of you are adults out here, and if I would have asked you to look at the tree, you already know that I know about the tree, so many things about the tree. But then when I created the possibilities, politicians, dancers, some of you may have got a different window, and I think that's what a teacher, a facilitator, a guide can do to the learning, and learner can be of any age. Yes, Amrita, yeah, different perspectives, because that's what that's what allows you to connect with different, I will say, the different mind, different ways of how different all of us are, differently intelligent. I think one of you were also talking about the multiple intelligences. So then different perspectives also connects with different intelligences, different levels of people. Yeah. Amrita is asking, stimulating child to do things, but the curriculum objective will be aside. It is quite possible to do within the curriculum. Also within the curriculum, you can. So I'm not talking about that you need to stimulate the child to do something else and then come back to curriculum. I think within your boundaries of curriculum, you can still create a possibility for the child, that how can you, whether the child is, say for example, children, you have a tree as your curriculum or whatever parts of the tree, and now you can create different possibilities within that curriculum. Yeah. Satyam, not sure what you're talking about. Are you saying the study gives a job and the good life? Maybe study gives a good job and a good life, but we don't know what is that good life. We don't know what is that job. Is that the job really child wants to do, or you want to do the job which you are in? So I'm not against studies. I'm not against knowledge. What all I'm talking about is that if we have to create the self learner, if we have to create the thinkers, I think we need to let them decide, let them create their own learning. Talking about the slow learner, if you ask me, Vishishta, there is no slow learner. We have created those labels for our children, that slow learner, active learner, smart learner, and even ADHD, hyperactive. All these labels are created by us because they don't fit in with our framework of, or our own boundaries. Yeah. If I want to go in a faster pace, then everybody who is not same pace as me, I call them slow learner as educator. So I think when we open up the self learning for the children, when we open up the self learning for our learning spaces, I think all these labels just vanishes, because now there is no slow learner. Everybody's, as in the beginning somebody says, at my own pace, and everybody has their own pace of learning. Somebody might learn, say, a concept at the age of 6. Somebody might learn at the same concept at the age of 9. Yeah, all of our art are at a different pace, different levels. Yep. Somebody's asking about the 5. So this is Shubhangi is asking, yeah, so Shubhangi, I don't know if you were there throughout the session. So we are talking about the framework of whatever child wants to do, child decide, I want to do, then child does it, and child reflects. And when you reflect, it allows you to see at things, that what is that now I want to do, bring changes in whatever I want to do. And that's where this finger is. Some of you have listened to the whole webinar till now. uh, you can think for yourself, maybe type in the chat window that out of all those things which we have been talking about in last 1 hour, what is that you would like to use most in your classroom, with your children, with yourself, or or anywhere where you're talking about the self learning. Yeah, you can type in the chat window what is that you would like to use most out of what we have discussed till now. Maybe you can think of all the 5 questions together. Yes, Anupama is talking about different direction you would like to take forward with. Yeah, something which you would like to point at. Oh, hey, this needs changes in me. What is that you would like to bring changes in you? What is that which you think is the big one? Yes, this is what is making more sense for me, and I would like to try that. Maybe type in chat and window that. What is that? What is that one thought or concept which you thought you fell in love with? Like Anupama is talking about different direction. And what is that one small thing which you will bring changes in your working with children which can make a big difference? Yeah, Vishishta, something which you will do small, but then maybe it can make a big difference. With this COVID, there are a lot of people who are doing small things, but that I think that's making a big difference. Maybe making a call to a migrant worker, and asking the person that how are you feeling, do you have the enough food, that can make a big difference. So similarly, whatever you would like to go back to your classroom, to your children, to yourself, what is that you would bring a small change which can make a big difference? Amrita is talking about stimulating the child for different perspective. That is what you would like to take forward with. Yeah, next slide, Sharvari. Yeah, and one more click. Yeah. So I think somebody was talking about the thinking mind. Somebody was talking about the curriculum, and when we bring this reflection process, Anupama is also talking about is interacting with respectfully, smiling, and yeah. So that is what you would like to bring big difference, or maybe you're already making this difference by doing all this. Yeah. So when you're talking about self learning, you can talk about learning. You can think about now what is that I want my children to reflect on, what all they have learned till now, what are their strengths, what is their weaknesses, what is the result coming out of whatever they have done, what is their preference of learning, what's happening around. And then reflection is like a pause, reflection is like a break from whatever you're doing. Reflection is like thinking about that, is my curriculum, have I covered whatever I wanted to do in my whatever studies, or in my decision which I have taken care, or the decision which I've decided for myself that this is what I want to learn. Okay. So the process, if you see this circle around this globe where it talks about that I decide, I do, and these two are not sufficient, reflection brings a space for me to now grow, now to improve, now to think back. Yeah. Yeah, Liz is talking about, yes, a lot of learning happens during the reflection process. uh,
Your
yeah,
voice.
is going.
Huh.
Maybe time for me to pause, and maybe I'll begin again.
So Liz
Is
is
it better?
saying a study has proved that more learning happens during the reflection process. As a teacher,
Yeah.
uh, as a teacher, has seldom reflected with my students in while in class.
Yeah.
This is a comment and one question in Q&A. Kavaljit sir is saying self-learning doesn't provide you certificates, which are very much required in today's materialistic world.
Satyam, maybe I don't know whether this is the scope of this webinar right now.
Uh,
uh, yeah,
maybe we
you.
should have a time when we can discuss, some controversial issues like these.
Yeah, because that. Yeah. So right now in we're talking about only self learning. We're not talking about the mind, or we are not talking about what is the world is asking for it. So if you ask me, I think I have a different opinion than what you're saying, and the COVID has proved that none of the certificates are required. Yeah. Well, let me come back to the topic. What Liz is saying, yes, a lot of learning happened during the reflection process, but unfortunately, the whole reflection process has been replaced by the process, and that an examination process is bringing more fear, more anxiety, more pressure uh, for our children rather than the learning process. Yeah. A small pit stop during the class and then say, okay, I'll pause now, and you reflect back and think, what are the 5 different things which you have learned from my session today, and then see that how children are now relating back to the whatever learning they have done in your class right now. Yeah. So I'm there with you, Liz. Your reflection process brings a lot of learning space, learning opportunity. Can I have the next slide? Yeah. Apart from this whole process of I decide, I reflect, and I do, when we talk about the self-learning, I think we can look into our physical environment in our classroom, in our homes, that are resources accessible to the children, they are organized, are they part of working or managing the resources, do they have the space to recycle, reinvent, reimagine, repair, uh, our home are designed in such a way that they can teach things to our children, things like how things are kept in the room, kept for them, do they have the access or do they depend on us? Self learning brings a lot of independence, learning for myself, and then if I'm depending on resources for somebody else, then then maybe we can look into the physical environment and then see that if the resources are accessible to our children. Yeah, can I have the next one? When you're talking about the self learning, you can look at the mental environment where you are creating curiosity, exploration, where the failure is fine, where the aimless doing is acceptable. Yeah. You can look into, is your mental environment constantly talking about do this, achieve this, finish this, learn this, or it's talking about creating, it's talking about experimentation, it's talking about invention, it's talking about me. Is what kind of mental environment in your, what kind of space children have to get involved, to share their opinions, what kind of mental space do you make that where the children can learn from anybody, no age barrier, and the moment we remove this age barrier, I think a lot of learning happen. A lot of learning happen in our playgrounds, because the playgrounds allow children of different ages to play together. A lot of learning happens in the bus because it allows school buses, where it allows children to interact with each other. A lot of learning happens when the children are other. So see if the children have that kind of a mental environment there, where they can question, when they can debate, where they can argue, where they can challenge you, they can challenge themselves. uh, uh, it's a check that can we have that mental environment. Yep. Next one. Now, what kind of social and emotional environment your space is creating? Is there an acceptance for all kinds of pace, all kinds of learning? Is there a place for the feedback to each other, that how do I I'm not talking about correction, I'm talking about the feedback, that oh, this can be done in this way or this can be done in that way. Is there openness to receive and the give feedback? Is there learning from emotions and behavior? If I'm getting angry, if I'm very excited, how do I behave? When I'm angry, how do I behave? Can I look into different things? Can I look into how do I respond in a certain situation? Is your learning environment bringing all these different aspects for your children? Yeah. Next one you can take. Meanwhile, I think there are some chat messages. I'll I'll look into them. Vishishta is talking about it allows students to broaden freedom to learn and leads to self-love. Yeah, you have quite put in detail whatever are your thoughts about the self-learning. Yep, that no wonder a child of 1 year old is quite self self-confident, full of love of himself, because the child has still not started becoming depending on others for his learning, for his walking, for his crawling, for his talking, the language which the child is learning just by being in that environment. Yep. And I think we are reaching towards the end of my talk about the self-learning. Maybe this framework or maybe this thought may be new for many of you. Time to go back and think through, is that what is that you learn, how is that you like to learn. And just one more point which I wanted to bring it is that somewhere I think we have started believing that learning means that I have to learn from a teacher. Learning, like for example, if somebody wants to learn music, and first thing which we as parents starts looking for is that, is there any music teacher? I think we forget about the exploration, we forget about the experience which we can give to our child before we look for a music teacher. Can we allow the child to be with that music, rather than just immediately the child has shown some interest in music, and we just want the results out of that, his interest or her capability of being of able to love music, what the child is exhibiting. Yeah. uh, I think I'm done for whatever I wanted to share. If Shawari, is there anything else you want me to cover, I can take it up, or if anybody has any question, we can talk about it.
Yeah. Um,
There
so,
are, yeah, so I
hmm,
think after this there are 2 slides about, anybody wants to connect and know more about it, they can do that. As well as there was a 8 session self-directed learning webinars we did. The recording of that is there. If anybody wants to go deeper into self-learning, they can they are available on our YouTube list. Yeah. Yes, I'm done. Yeah, you can go
okay.
ahead.
So, great session, Aditi. So it was very insightful to know about self-learning and what is self-directed learning, and then what are the frameworks. I think this was great session as first ever session of this next eduthon. Why? Because we should be equipped, we as problem solvers should be equipped with different kind of frameworks to think about. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a great value addition. Thank you so much for the session. Thanks a lot for your time. And I think uh, we have another session starting in next 15 minutes. There is a question from Satyam. A student learn a lot of things with self learning, uh, but some people don't think students can achieve a lot of things in their age. Like they are not adults, so age is the factor where people say that okay, you can't self learn, or you are not capable enough to learn by yourself.
Yeah, I think at any age you can start self-learning. Sometime when you start self-learning, chances are that you might be little lost that how do I start.
Yeah.
At that time, I think these frameworks helps you to create your own framework, and then bring you back to so what is your purpose of learning. Yeah. uh, so in my opinion, in my experience with different ages which we have worked, I think this framework works for myself as well as for the learners which I'm working with. And then I think age matter as much as I think it matters for anything else, or it does not matter. I think both ways it goes like that. Yeah. So Satyam, I just wanted to tell you that it's possible that any age you can start self learning. You have to just start it.
Yeah, so I think it is more about the mindset also, because here people are not very equipped with thinking capacities, or it is not about their thinking capacity, but it is about the social. People have this thing in mind. These biases and stereotypes come into picture. Then we just have to work on them first, and then
Yeah.
get back to our just be a little more open about receiving things, right?
Yeah, that's what I think I was talking about, the mental
Yeah,
environment of
yeah.
feedback. Yeah, just because somebody's saying something does
Mhm.
not make me either anything down or up, both ways, right? So I think that mental environment is it rich with receiving and giving feedback to each other.
Yeah. And Anupama is saying, so the final takeaway is self-learning begins with
Decide.
decision,
Yeah.
not with
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Anupama, I want to add one more thing to it. I decide. I think that I has a big factor, that what I decide and then I move ahead. Yeah, very beautifully, Anupama, you have summarized things. So thank you all
Thank you
for
so much.
listening and being there. I hope you can you get some inputs in your self learning journey. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, so this is about Aruhi and resources.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
are
so we'll share about resources and this. Uh,
yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. See you in the next session, guys.
Yeah.
Next is the next session is about design process with Jaisal Mehta. Thank you. So link, should I share it here, or you guys have the link already?